Well, big shakeup for a local Head Start program. Some teachers tell CBS 19 News in an exclusive report that many of them will lose their jobs at the end of the month, and they say the new Head Start provider is cutting their income if they join them.
This comes after the organization lost its federally funded grant this year. Our CBS 19's Alexia Williams spoke with some current and former employees and has this story. Alexia.
Rick and Ashley, right here is a statement from the Monticello Community Action Agency, also known as Macca, telling their employees of both their Head Start and Early Head Start programs that come March 31st, they'll no longer have a job, leaving many teachers in a bind.
We've already received separation letters from Macca Head Start, but we never really received like a clear-cut answer on what was happening.
Lots of complaining and nothing done.
These are the voices of current and former teachers at Macca Head Start who wish to remain anonymous. They're now trying to figure out what's next as teachers funded by the grant will be released from employment on March 31st.
Probably have about 46 employees that will be affected.
Macca Head Start is a free program that's federally funded and designed to help low-income families with affordable early childhood development programs. They provide free schooling, 2 meals, a snack, and sometimes transportation. In a statement to CBS 19, back in January, the Macca Board of Directors decided to relinquish the grants, saying in part, quote, "In light of changes in the education sector we have seen since the pandemic, we determined that the current grant's funding does not allow us to serve the number of children we are obligated to serve in a manner that is likely to be successful." According to employees, Macca Head Start has seen a steep decline in teachers since COVID-19.
A lot of the key people that we need for our program to run efficiently have left, and those positions were never filled. We found out in February that they were relinquishing the grant and continually asked us not to inform parents, and so we kept pushing and pushing and pushing to finally get a letter out to the parents to say that a new agency was going to be taken over.
That letter not sent out to parents until March 5th. Starting April 1st, the Community Development Institute, also known as CDI, will take over Macca Head Start as an interim management. This is the only one in Virginia that's having this happen, one of 15 other locations across the country. Current employees can work for CDI, but say that they can't afford it.
So we do have the option to transition over to CDI, but the pay is so low that most of us cannot afford to move over to CDI.
The Labor Department said that they do not have to offer a severance package if they don't want, so there's no severance package being given to the employees. They are going to be in a bind when it comes to being able to pay bills, to get groceries, to pay their rent.
Hi, my name is Alexia Williams. I contacted the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services that oversees Head Start, but have not yet heard back. I also contacted CDI and was told no comment. This change could have a huge impact on the nearly 46 teachers and 214 students that Macca Head Start serves in the city of Charlottesville, Albemarle, Louisa, Fluvanna, and Nelson counties. We were told that Macca Head Start programs are intending to reapply for a revised grant, but we aren't sure when that could happen. In the studio, Alexia Williams, CBS 19 News. In a Fox Virginia News exclusive story, lack of communication and mismanagement. That's how parents and teachers are describing the leadership situation at Macca Head Start. I've been following this story and share the problems that parents say they're facing. Take a look.
I always tell my coworkers we're on the Titanic and we're the band that continues to play even though the ship is sinking.
So they look at the money part and not the reality, the kids and the families.
You left so many families high and dry. We were all blindsided completely.
Employees and parents at Macca Head Start are sharing their frustrations over what they call lack of communication and mismanagement from leaders.
The teachers are definitely overworked, underpaid. Parents are left out of the loop.
The shutdown of Macca Head Start is hitting some parents hard.
It's a no-win situation. It's a no-win situation for us, period. And just, it sucks.
It's been really annoying and stressful.
Jessica Thomas and Danielle Hayfies are both single moms who work full-time. They say that they didn't find out until March 5th via email that their kids will no longer attend Macca Head Start come March 31st due to their transition over to CDI.
It's sad to see it go, but I think that it was very inconsiderate of them to not, I guess, at least get our input in on it, because we're the ones that are affected by it.
They say they're angry with the leadership at Macca Head Start and the way that this was handled.
I'm really upset with the director of Macca.
Any emails will not respond at all.
It's gross negligence to me. We're still not being given any further information about.
Everything is still up in the air. Not even the teachers or the staff know what's going on. They had to reapply for their jobs. I believe it was about 2 or 3 teachers from my Charlottesville location that actually went with the CDI program. Everybody else didn't.
Before the shutdown of Macca Head Start and their transition to CDI, Thomas says that her daughter hasn't had classes for a while.
My child hasn't actually been going to the school for the last 2 weeks. I get called every day at about 5:45 p.m. telling me that the classroom is closed for the following day.
Not having their kids in class is challenging for their busy schedules, sometimes forcing them to bring their kids to work.
And I've brought her to work before.
The job is very flexible and it very kid friendly, and they accommodate, but also it's your job,
Yeah.
It's your job, and you got kids, and they know it's life, it's part of life, but this is just kind of a big inconvenience for a lot of us.
In an update to parents from Macca Head Start sent out on March 29th, in part, quote, "While we are making preparations to open as soon as possible, we want to let you know our ability to open centers will occur on a staggered basis, and that they will open classrooms, quote, as soon as we are able to recruit and hire qualified staff." Alexia Williams, Fox Virginia News.
Well, the shutdown of the Monticello Area Community Action Agency Head Start taking a financial toll on some parents who they say relied on the free governmental child care program.
I spoke with 2 single moms whose kids were both enrolled in Macca Head Start. They say that the economy and the price of daycare in Central Virginia puts them at a disadvantage. They say that it's just another issue Macca Head Start has put them through.
You took a program that's supposed to give them a head start in life. You took it away, and you didn't really care that this is something that these kids depend on.
Jessica Thomas and Danielle Hayfies are both single moms who relied on Macca Head Start. But now, with the ongoing issues and closings of the only free governmental child care program in the area, they say it's taking a toll on them financially.
It's added financial stress.
I'm already stressed out enough trying to figure out how to pay such high rents, the astronomical cost of just living now, and then you add the daycare cost.
The skyrocketing prices, we have to pay for grocery bags now. Rent, don't even talk about rent, because cost of living here is astronomical.
They say they can't afford all the extra costs.
It's already terrible economy anyway, and so it takes like 2 jobs just to make ends meet.
The cost of groceries right now are astronomical. If I have 4 kids, I don't get SNAP benefits. So at daycare, I have to provide breakfast, lunch, 3 snacks, and that's a lot.
Thomas says that she didn't have to worry about this a month ago when her kids were enrolled in Macca Head Start.
When they are in the Head Start program, I don't have to provide any of that stuff.
In a release sent out to parents on April 5th, the Head Start Center in Louisa County is permanently shut down, while the Holly Mead, Greer, and Park Street centers will open, quote, as soon as they can recruit and hire qualified staff, and that they are trying to, quote, work on licensing and await clearance to open classrooms. Without Macca Head Start, families are left struggling to find ways to afford other child care in Central Virginia that won't break the bank.
Child care is also hard to find, and daycare is hard to get into, and it's a lot of waiting lists, and then it's very expensive, and even if you do get, assistance, you're still paying a good chunk of it.
And finding ones that aren't already full isn't easy.
My daughter was on the waiting list for one of the daycares for like 2 years. I still haven't gotten a response back whether we made it to the top of the list or not. So if she didn't get that spot in the school, I would have no child care and be completely just screwed.
Hayfies and Thomas say that they're just trying to provide a better life for their kids, and they thought Macca Head Start would help them with that.
For me, I want my kids to have better than what I had. I want my kids to have access to a better education. Unfortunately, I don't make a lot of money. I don't have a lot of good resources. I need that support.
Both women say that after the chaos Macca Head Start has caused, they won't send their kids back.
If they opened it, honestly, I'm not going to put her back in the program.
regardless of the financial strain it puts on them. Alexia Williams, CBS 19 News. Monticello Area Community Action Agency announcing the resignation of Sarah Hanks as executive director after nearly 5 years of service to Macca and the community. Trish Anderson, director of Early Childhood Services, will step in as temporary interim executive director while the organization expands their search for a new leader. For nearly 60 years, Macca has led the effort to eradicate poverty in Central Virginia.